Hello and welcome to Parrys Garage. First of all, apologies for the delay between the first video, which is 8 months I think, which is disgraceful, so apologies there. Today we're going to be go back in time to 2017 when I first had the idea of building my dream garage. So it'll give you an insight if you were building a garage yourself, for example, give you an insight of what's involved. And of course after that we'll be covering hopefully cars and bikes, a bit more interesting for me anyway. So if we go back, plans 2018 had these plans drawn up as a needed planning permission because of the fact that the garage was higher than a specified level. So it gives you, so it's about fully insulated, you can see that, so it's a bit makeshift. So yeah, we're talking about 13 meters 7 by, what was that, 8.3. So quite a big garage, though not as big as some. So the groundwork started in 21, which I took on myself, which, as you'll see further on in the in videos, that it's not a good idea to do a job this big or start it by yourself, especially when we had a problem of removing a lot of earth. So if I could just do a quick sketch, it's like being at school, isn't it? Oh, some of you still might be. So that was the double garage, which was in poor state of repair anyway. I dropped down to another level, concrete slab for parking, driveway level. So in my case we needed to remove all that earth and the double garage, knock that down, and also take it down a bit more for the found, take the slab out. So a lot of work involved, as you'll see. So we're going to be looking back at some footage to what's involved on the groundwork. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, back in 221, here is the original double garage. Time for it to go, I'm afraid, but it's fate not facing the way I wanted. So I needed a bigger garage, turn it around the other way. Here we are, up to this stage, roof off, you can see doors off, breeze block construction, and dig down below the level. We need to go down about 6 foot. Here we see where that yellow arrow is, we'll see that there is another garage floor underneath the first one. So with it being a 1930s property, that looks like it was the very 1930s garage floor, and another one built on top. And I suspect they've thrown a bit of rubbish in there as well, as this is what I found. The original leaded light windows, probably from the house. That's a shame. Also found another driveway underneath the original driveway. So you never know what you're going to find when you start doing some digging. So more work again than expected. So there we are. So an old radiator, something else that was buried, and we're getting now to a stage where we're making a bit of a mess, but not to worry, we'll get a mini digger in. So hired a mini digger along with a rock crusher, which we'll see shortly. So breaking the breeze blocks and bricks and stones, etc., down to a manageable size, and we'll be feeding them into the rock crusher, which maybe I wouldn't do again, as it's quite noisy, quite time consuming. There's plates inside which will crush brick, stone. You can set your size of what you can see in front of it. There's a little conveyor belt with it, basically feeds it out, and you'll get good hardcore, ready to, in my case, ready to reuse all over again. So it saves lorries and taking it off site, and then you go and get some crusher run or whatever to use. So yeah, like I say, it seemed like a good idea at the time, and it was, but I think I go through the route of taking it away by truck, and oh yes, working in all weathers also. But here we have, it's mainly a sand and gravel area. A few rocks there for the garden I found buried, so trying to use everything I can. Obviously a lot of work, but in hindsight I think I'd save up a bit more and get the big boys in with the machinery and get it all done a lot sooner, because this way it's cheaper, but it's also quite time consuming. But you know, it's done now. So where are we now? What stage? Oh right, yeah, marking out there, ready to cut a bit more into the drive, and that's the power cable going to go from the house towards directly towards the garage there. So a long way to dig down there as well. You'll see in the distance there, parking area that I've cut into sections, marked it out. Well, not cut yet actually, as I had an idea to reuse them, but it just proved too difficult to move all them to the bottom of the garden where I was going to reuse them. So even though it looks nice and neat, it's just getting cut up. It's used a still saw, as you'll see, because I thought it'd be better than a breaker. So a bit neater. There we are, another royal mess, but that's the result of the rock crusher. So we can reuse that, and it'll make a good base. Also a bit of sand sieved from the sand and gravel. Something to do at lockdown. So, and here we go. Let's get started. Okay, groundwork almost done. I've had enough digging for me anyway. Time to get the builders in to get the foundations down next. Anyway, it's back to the studio. Okay, so there we are. That covers what it takes to get it down to ground level. So thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, and there'll be more videos coming along as soon as I can, though not as long as last time, hopefully.